Reality Team TV, we're back. We're back. Please, darling, could you please introduce yourself and we can
Hi everyone, I'm Jola Recchioni, a new and emerging blues rock artist. You perhaps wouldn't think new, but yes, you can start at any age and you just need that passion and the drive. And I believe my passion for music has now been unleashed. So yeah, here I come.
For sure. So how long, we're talking about blue rock, right? The
Yeah.
genre of music you make, yeah? How long have you been doing blue rock for?
Well, really, I've been only singing. That's why I insist I'm a new artist, because I've really started singing about, in some live events between 2 and 3 years ago.
Okay.
So that's why I'm totally new, and I became serious about it, writing songs and recording. It was just an anniversary, so basically nearly a year to the date. So yeah, but it was a kind of explosion for me. Once I started doing it, it was explosion. I only wish I started earlier, but that's life, It asks you to do different things sometimes. Sometimes we haven't got that many choices, and we just need to do what we need to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Talking about that explosion that you explained, yeah? Do you mean, does it mean you fell in love with this, with performing, with doing this blue rock music? What exactly do you mean by this
I
explosion?
think I always had it in me. You
Yeah.
see, I originally come from Poland, so even as a child, my father was listening to blues. I heard Mahalia Jackson, so it was American even church music. A lot of what you would call black roots music, jazz, Louis Armstrong, Aretha Franklin. That's what we were listening at home. So it I obviously have it in my blood. But then when I was a teenager and so then there came the era of rock bands and here we go, Led Zeppelin, Nazareth, Black Sabbath,
Yeah.
that came into it. So that's this rocking side, you see. And that's why I love singing pure blues as well sometimes. But yes, I've got that rocking streak in me, so definitely blues rocking, that's what I'd like to do most.
Yeah. Talking about, like you said, you've been doing it for a very short period of time.
Yes,
Yeah?
I had it in me, but I and obviously I was singing at home. You know how you do, cooking or just kind of listening to music and singing to the music you listen to. I remember even when I was 16 or 17, I recorded a track with that Roberta Flack was singing, and then I kind of listened to it and I said, well, I think it's not that bad. But then, of course, anyone singing would say it about themselves. But a friend of mine said, yeah, that's actually good, So, and then I forgot about it for many years. And as I say, I kind of became lucky with time on my hands. I said, well, if I'm not going after it now, I never will, so.
It's true.
So, yes.
And how have you been finding the journey so far?
Exciting, that's my
Yeah.
word. Yes, perhaps, we all want a bit of fame, and but then you look at fame and, well, it's got many pitfalls as well. But what we're after is perhaps not as much fame as a bit of recognition for what we're doing. Some people saying, oh yeah, that's good, she's good at it, oh, that's a great song. That's what I'm... obviously, I would be lying if I said, oh no, that's not important, just the creative process. But yes, the greatest buzz I get when the song I recorded with my lyrics and my music idea, it just comes back from my producer. That moment I sit down and said, let's hear it, how it is. and most than often, perhaps 99% of times, it's perfect. You know, I do have a good working relationship with my producer, who also plays guitar on my tracks. No, once or twice I kind of I am not happy, but it would be a combination. Really, I want something corrected. I'm mostly usually not happy how I perform you know, how I come out together with the music that he kind of produced. So it's usually kind of perhaps more my criticism, not than his. So yes, so as I say, I came into it and how it goes, and I'm writing and I'm recording. In a year, 22 songs, just recorded 22nd.
Congratulations, that's a lot of songs to record.
It is a lot, and I've got, as I said, it's suddenly, once I set up on it,
Yeah.
it just went, yeah, I've got this tune in my head. I'll go shopping and, you know, sometimes it looks so silly because I'll talk, yeah, I've got this rhythm and then just this riff. Da, 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 da. Yeah, out my phone, record it, and I said, well, she's mad, you know, on a few lines. So yeah, I think it's funny, but you need to catch it because it goes so quickly.
Yeah,
you know, it goes.
I understand as well. So, you've got your first album.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's called Wrong Time, and it's obviously there's a bit of meaning to it, saying, I wish it was earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe some people, it's a wrong time to start your singing career. Yeah, in a way, but it's never wrong time. But it's also one of my title songs on the album, Wrong Time, a collaboration. It's kind of rocky a bit song, and it's a collaboration, very elusive gentleman called Gregory Perrin, whom I never saw. He's not on social media. I was just looking for a guitarist, and he replied, I've got a few tunes. I can't devote time, but so maybe you'd like one or two of my tunes. And in the end, yes, I recorded 3 of his tunes, which I made into songs. And these are the rocky ones. So it's definitely, I'd say, it's not blues rock, it's rock blues, kind of more than that.
Okay.
But yeah, still.
Okay. So, blue rock, you know, obviously you could have started with you could have done anything else. You know, you could have done maybe something different. Why did you choose to do blue rock?
Because that kind of thing I like most. As I said, I was raised on blues and then went into rock as a teenager. So that was it. But then there were of later years influences of people like Joe Bonamassa, Beth Hart, Jeff Beck, Gary Moore. I've got one cover here, basically Midnight Blues, which is Gary Moore's song. So it's kind of modern blues with rocky tones. That's kind of ideal because it sits in what I like, really, you know.
Yeah.
Between blues and rock, both.
Yeah. So, for the people, you know, people like me and, you know, other people who listen to other, you know, music genres, how popular is blue rock in the UK at the moment, would you say?
I think it is fairly popular, but obviously it's got, I want to say it's got a demographic, maybe middle-aged, but not necessarily. You know, when I do some reviews of my songs, and very often I'm surprised, people of 20, 25 said, oh, that's a great song, you know, so it's really, really hard to say. But yes, it is a quite popular genre. As I say, probably made more famous by the American singers like Joe Bonamassa, Beth Hart.
Yeah.
That's the kind of music. And yes, and Britain has a great blues scene and blues rock scene. You know, like Gary Moore and many other people from here, Eric Clapton. You know, although you'd say he's probably a bluesman rather than blues rockman, but yeah, there's a lot of influence there. The Rolling Stones, they definitely rooted in blues, and I'd say basically whatever they sing is a blues, is a rocky blues, but it is a deeply rooted blues. Hence, look, my Stones lips.
Rolling
But they're
Stones.
not exactly Stones lips, but a kind of
Yeah.
little tribute, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely a Stones fan.
Yeah.
Um,
And within your music, talking about lyrics, like the message, some of the things you might say in your music, like what type of vibe, what kind of things do you sing about in your music personally,
yeah.
in your blue rock
So
music?
obviously, because blues music, that's kind of it's sad a bit of people leaving people. You can't find that love. A woman just left you, so you sing the blues. So it's kind of it's a lot of people leaving people and maybe rejection and things. But my songs, I think, if you listen to any of them, they are not just. I'm not only sad, so I'm either sad and mad a bit, or I'm sad and defiant. I'm
Understood.
waiting for that train. It's one of my latest songs. It's the first day without you, but I'm kind of feeling good about it. Yes, I'll cry, but I hide my tears for the dark. You won't see them.
I understand.
Kind of, I'm standing firm on my feet and stuff like that. I will come through. So it's just like I think the message mostly of whatever life throws at you, you need to be tougher. And that's kind of, I think that it can be seen in all my songs.
Yeah. And 2024, this year, are you happy with the way, your music is going? With the way, like,
Musically, yes.
that's good.
The only thing I'm not yet happy about is seemingly it's hard to find the musicians to play live with. My next step, what I see is basically is creating a band. Having said that, tomorrow I'm meeting in a rehearsal studio with a guitarist, and we will jam and see what comes out of it.
Yeah.
But yes, that's kind of my next step. I'd love to hit some blues festivals and sing live in a band. So yes, so that's my kind of task for next year. So hello, if you are a bass player or a drummer, call me, Jola Recchioni, or write on my Instagram. Yes, I'm definitely assembling a blues rock band.
Yeah.
So that's my kind of project
Yeah.
to the rest of this year to achieve that. Maybe start playing my stuff, but doesn't have to be only my stuff. Anyone can be creative when you have a band. But that's basically band is my next thing.
Okay. Like having when you're a blue rock artist, like having your own band, is it like one of the biggest aspects? Do you need to have a band, or it just depends on the person?
No, I don't need to, but I always need to have. Well, but I need people to play live with. That's the thing. Of course, I've done a few jams. I went to a Nothing But the Blues Club in Soho, in some other places, and actually jammed with blues artists. But it's a give and take. It's not the key I'd love to. I'll put my lyrics there, so it's a kind of fun. But I'd love to actually sing my songs, perhaps interpreted a bit differently.
Yeah.
But like with proper musicians around me. So it's not prerequisite to have a band, but I definitely would want to have musicians who would like to play in a few live performances with me.
Yeah. And once again, in the UK, how are you finding, like the scene, the industry of blue rock music in the UK? Because you're talking about, obviously, like you're looking for obviously band players, you're looking for other people to collaborate with. Like, so far, that journey in terms of finding people, are you finding it difficult, or you've just started to look for it?
I'm finding it difficult, yes.
Okay.
But mind you, that might be because I was concentrating a lot on recording. If I went more into blues jams and things like that, possibly, it would be easier. But yes, it's not easy. No. It's usually people come together because they might know each other like stones from school, or and somehow.
It's true.
But yeah, or else there's another thing that you become a bit famous and people suddenly would like to play with you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I must say, I always say, oh, have a look at me on websites, on social media, and see if you like. And some people like me, some people like, hell, what is that? It's just a bit of a rough voice. It's not a nice woman girly voice. Right?
It's
No,
unique.
Definitely,
I would say
definitely not.
when I heard
So
when I heard some of your music, I would say unique, because for me, like when I speak to different artists, I say, as a consumer, not everybody, but for me as a consumer, I'm very open-minded. So when I listen to different
thank
people,
you.
yeah, I think that's because music is an art, and I think with art you need to be, open. Not need to be, but I feel like in order for you to take in different types of art, you need to be, open-minded. So when I heard you, and when I listen to certain people, I feel like you've got a unique voice. You've got your own voice. You've got a unique voice, and I think it goes well. For me, when I heard it, I think your voice, your unique voice, it goes well with blue rock and the type of music that you're trying to make.
Yes, exactly. That's what I think, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I would
because
agree.
it's
I would agree definitely as well that your voice
it's
goes
like
with.
like Janis Joplin when she came out. All that I wouldn't dare to compare myself, even. But just say it as an example. Obviously, that voice, there would be masses of people who'd say, "Oh, what the hell is that voice? She's not singing a nice tune." So some of my songs are kind of a nicer tune, but no, my voice is a bit raspy, it's a bit rough, it's a bit dramatic, it's a bit low, and not everyone likes it. Some people love it, and some just hate it. Yeah, yeah. Which
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah,
which
you
is
either
good.
like it or hate it, which is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about your album. So, when did you release your album?
This album, Wrong Time, I released it this past spring, April, May.
Yeah.
And obviously, this is a CD because I like to be traditional a bit as well, or to give it out for promotional purposes. But it is available on all streaming media to be streamed.
Yeah.
On Spotify, Apple Music, wherever. And I usually try to make, and I think I made a video for each of the songs. Usually I don't feature in it,
Yeah.
unless some cameo, little swing or whatever.
Yeah.
But I did make a feature video for each of the songs, and they're all on YouTube and on Spotify, on Vivo, whatever. So people, when you look for Jola Recchioni on YouTube, you'll see all my videos.
Yeah.
That as well.
And so far, have you been able to, to obviously to perform your album in different places? Have you
Not
have
the
you done some
entire
shows?
album. Yeah, I'd love to sing or most of it or
Yeah.
all of it in one go. That's why I need a band to go and do live performances with it.
And I hope
what
they're
I
listening.
do at the moment, I do use my recorded tracks, i.e. just the instrumental part of it.
Okay.
So just listen to, say, me sing and take out the vocal out,
Yeah.
and I'll just be left with drums and with guitar, and I go and I sing live to
Yeah.
it, as if, basically as if I were singing here, but it will sound slightly different because each performance is different.
Yeah.
That's
And-
how you feel.
Yeah, and ever since you released your album, like, are you happy with how people are receiving it? Are you happy with how it's doing?
I definitely want more publicity, and as anyone, I'd like to do it even better.
Yes.
But I'm happy. I'm just starting, so we'll
Yeah.
see. I do need a bit of more exposure. At the moment, I was doing it all myself, but here promote. I think perhaps there's a time actually to employ someone who can do it for me, because there comes a time when you can't just do everything.
Everything is
I've been so busy recording, then obviously something has to give.
Yeah.
So, you know, and let's face it, there are people who are much better at that. The promotion on social media, that's their special. That's what they specialize in. So, yeah. So probably that's another step as well to actually promote, get someone better in promoting me than just me.
Yeah.
Yes.